Go again, yo everyone, the Starlight Let's Player is here, and welcome to part 7 of Smile Pretty Cure Let's Go Marchen World. We're on the second last part of this playthrough, and we're on the second last story of this playthrough. So now we're going to be playing once again as Reika, aka Cure Beauty, and the story we're going to be playing as, which I'm surprised that we haven't even done yet in this playthrough. We're going to be doing the story of Cinderella. And yeah, funny how this game actually has us doing the story of Cinderella, and the anime itself has them being sucked into the world of Cinderella. And if I'm gonna be honest, out of the 2 Cinderella episodes that we've seen, which was one in Smile Pretty Cure and the other in Maho Girls, I think Smile pretty much does it better with how they told the story of Cinderella. Cause, you know, I don't know, I find like now and Akane being the mice, I don't know, I find it way clever and cuter than Mirai and Hachan being the mice themselves, because they're not really. They look more like they're just in the mouse costumes, whereas now and Akane are actual mice. So it makes more sense in the Smile world. Though, I did like how instead we have Miyuki as Cinderella and Reika as the prince, which I didn't think that would actually be a thing, but it pretty much is. But it actually worked. Again, the way they told this story of Cinderella was far better. In my opinion, is far better. I don't know what they was they had going on in Maho Girls. Though I will admit, Mofrun being Cinderella was really adorable, so I can give credit on that. But yeah, as far as Cinderella goes, I do notice how the story goes. Cinderella was basically not the favorite in the whole family. She was mainly the one who has to do most of the chores, all the other stuff around the house, while her other sisters, I believe they're sisters, but the other 3 girls, they didn't have to do much. Oh, excuse the lightning outside, but yeah, they didn't have to do much, and their mother announced that they were going to this ball, and Cinderella not only doesn't have a dress, but she was stuck doing all the chores, and that's when I believe a witch actually came in and actually gave her not only a magical dress but also glass slippers. So and that's when Cinderella was born. That's when Cinderella was made. So she appears at the ball, and she pretty much became the prince's favorite. And basically, I don't know what else happened, but while on their way home, as Cinderella came home, she was greeted by the prince, and he immediately gave her back her glass slipper. And that's all I can remember from the movie. That's all I can remember from the story, and I did watch the movie as well. So yeah, I gotta say Cinderella was pretty much one of my favorite stories, and it's one of my favorite Disney stories alongside Mulan, Brave, I believe. Yes, Brave, Tangled. These were some really good movies that I have enjoyed the most. Even Beauty and the Beast. I'm surprised Smile didn't even made any references, or at least told the story of Beauty and the Beast. But perhaps for another, I don't know, maybe maybe if Pretty Cure were to like make another fairy tale themed season, we might actually get who knows, we might actually get some references based off that story. But I digress. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're going on to the next minigame, and this is yet again a cleaning minigame. Although this time, it pretty much makes sense due to the story. I don't have to repeat myself on how you actually beat this game. You just basically cleaning, pick all the trash, just wipe the floors and dust all the webs. That's it. So going back into part 4, like I said, I had no idea what they were trying to reference. What story? I had no idea what story was that. I mean, it kind of looked somewhat similar to Princess Kaguya. I'm not so sure. Though I do remember the Sailor Moon S movie, Hearts on Ice. That pretty much has something to do with Princess Kaguya, where it was where the scientists, I believe, basically believed that Princess Kaguya was real, but his lover pretty much thought it wasn't real, and yeah. Yeah, his lover thought it wasn't real, but he thought otherwise, and to my surprise, he somewhat got it right, except only difference was that it was actually Luna being known as Princess Kaguya, even though she's not really that. Actually, in fact, from the movie itself, Sailor Moon and the others were facing off against Princess Kaguya. So in the movie, I'm surprised Sailor Moon pretty much hasn't died when she used the I can't remember the exact name of the crystal, but yeah, the silver crystal. Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't really died from using the silver crystal, because in the Sailor Moon R movie, she used the silver crystal in order to she used the silver crystal in order to save her friends and everyone, but at the cost of her life. But in the Sailor Moon S movie, when she used it once again, nothing happened. She felt fine. I'm guessing maybe she gotten stronger since then, so it kind of makes sense. So yeah, I was right. It was actually a witch that appeared and actually granted her the wish of actually granted her what she wanted, which was a dress for the ball. Though there's one thing that I will say that Mahogo's did better than Smile is the look of the witch's dress, cause it makes sense, cause it kind of made a lot of sense seeing that Reika herself, she's a magician, she's actually a witch herself, a witch in training, so it made sense for her to be the witch. And the way she's dressed as one actually looks pretty similar to how it is in the movie and in the fairy tale. I mean, I don't mind how Yaoi looks when she was the witch in Cinderella, but it doesn't really fit. It doesn't really fit the same core as the witch did in Cinderella. So yeah, I gotta give Maho Girls credit on that part.
シンデレラは早速かぼちゃの馬車でお城へと向かいました。キャンディーもかぼちゃの馬車に乗りたいグルー。浮かれてちゃダメですよ。魔法は12時までです。それまでに王子様。
And if I can, you know, and speaking of fairy tales, if I can actually say one of my favorite. If I can say one of my positives from Hagato, even though I dislike Hagato a lot, if I can say another positive, is the fact that when they were going for they were gonna go for a fairy tale episode, they decided to they decided to go with the Little Mermaid. So I can appreciate that they're willing to do something different other than just to replicate the same story that we've seen back in 2016 and back in 2012. So I can give Hagato credit for actually doing something different. And this was also one of the episodes where I started to appreciate Homare more as a character.
ぜひ僕と踊っていただけますか。はい、喜んで。二人の踊りは息がぴったりと合っていて。
I can see the three sisters on the right. They are pissed off. They are jealous as hell. That's the thing I be seeing. That's another trope I be seeing with a lot when it came to a lot of anime and cartoons and stuff that I be seeing a lot. It's always the female lead being the one to go out with the popular guy, and a bunch of the other girls who admires him starts to get extremely jealous. I've seen this a lot in many other anime. Oh boy.
どうやらお城の中が大きな迷路になってしまったようです。
I might have to rewatch Cinderella once again to fully know the whole story, because I know most of it.
何ですかこれ？お城が迷路になるなんて起こるはずありません。じゃあこれはバッドエナジーのせいく。こんな時どうすればよいのでしょう。キャンディーは何か考えがありますか？
Oh yeah, speaking of the Little Mermaid, I'm also surprised they also haven't done that in the video game as well. That's another missed opportunity there. Either way, we're getting closer to yet another mini game which is the similar one that we've done. And I'm not kidding. This is the third time we've done this in a row. Like, the first time we've done this in part 5. Yeah, that was in part 5 with Hansel and Gretel. Then there was part 6 where we've done the Aladdin story. And now we're doing this once again, this time with Cinderella. You all know how this minigame goes. You just click on the arrows in the first area, and then when you get to the second part, you just gotta memorize which arrows that you clicked on, just to get to the end. So, yeah. Just memorize the arrows, know which ones you've clicked on, that's it. Hopefully they don't do this again. Hopefully they don't do this again in the last story. That's another issue that I have with this game. They like a lot of these mini games are all the exact same games that we've played before. Only difference is they're in different stories. This is the exact this is the kind of issue that I pretty much have. The same issue that I had with Splash Start. It's just repeating the exact same mini games that we've already done. I don't get it. Like, was there really what was going on with the development? Was it trouble development or something? Was this game like, were these games like rushed or something? Because we should not be playing the exact same mini games over and over again. Like, when I went to going into Splash Star, I really was expecting to like get really pissed when it came to those trivial mini games that you had to do. So yeah. I don't understand why these games turn out like they used to be, like why they turned out how they are now. Like, yeah, I get that there has to be a lot of budget when it comes to trying to make the actual anime itself and the movies itself. But come on, Go Princess proved to not only have a pretty good season, but also proved to have a really, well, also, I wouldn't say good. They also proved to have a in my opinion, a piss poor All Stars movie, a very decent Go Princess original movie, which was actually released on Halloween Day. Okay. And again, I'm really surprised that I was able to upload this on. I was able to make the video on its 5th anniversary, and not only that, Go Princess proved to not only have a successful season, but also a successful All-Star movie, a successful original movie, and a successful video game. It did all 4 of that while the season not actually suffering from the quality. So I don't understand, like, Go Princess. I would say Go Princess did it way better when it came to like releasing all 4 of these aspects, unlike Haruto did, which wasted a lot of money and wasting a lot of money on the All Stars memory movie, and with that pretty much made the season drop in quality. Not only that, but the pacing also gotten worse. They did that with the All Stars memories, as well as having, at least they had a really amazing crossover movie, which was a Pretty Cure Superstars. I wouldn't say it's better than Dream Stars. But it's close to being on the same level of goodness as Dream Stars. I still think Pretty Cure Dream Stars is the best Pretty Cure crossover movie, hands down. So it had all of that, and it also had a successful video game on the Nintendo Switch. This was actually the first Pretty Cure video game to ever be on a Nintendo Switch. The first, and will probably be the last, because I was really expected them to at least go back to the whole video game format. Because, be real, we did had the gacha game, which was Pretty Cure Connection Puzzling. That was one of the few games that I did not mind much, because though it was so easy getting all the like super rare cards, that I didn't have to worry much about wasting a lot of money on these. I didn't have to worry about wasting a lot of money on the game. So yeah, I definitely had a good time with Pretty Good Connection puzzling, even if it's gone for good. The point is, if they were able to do the same for Huggerto, they could have at least done the same when it came to some of the other seasons. They could have done the same for Star Twinkle, and that was the season that came out before 2020, which was the year to where the pandemic started. So yeah, Star Twinkle could have had not only a successful crossover movie, but a successful original movie, and on top of that as well, it could have at least had a video game to coincide with with all these aspects as well. But I digress. Maybe one day we'll get another Pretty Cure video game. Who knows? And maybe someday we'll also get another Pretty Cure All Stars video game. But that's just me though. Anyway, we finished that storyline. We have one last storybook. We have one last fairy tale to tell. That rhymed. So stick around for part 8, which is the final part. Also, before I actually end this video, you know, going into like the super forms of the Smile Pretty Cure teams, like the princess forms, I did think that they were amazing, but when I take a look at Princess Beauty's super form, it kind of makes you wonder that maybe it kind of makes it look like she was the first Super Saiyan Blue before Goku and Vegeta ever got in that form. Cause, good God, her hair is so goddamn cray cray. Like it looks insane. Definitely on a Super Saiyan level in her princess form. Cause, oh my God. But yeah, stick around for part 8. We're gonna be playing as Miyuki, aka Cure Happy, one last time. But until then, this is the Starlight Let's Play signing out. As always, Goki Genyo, and have a Star-tastic day, everyone. I knew I would fulfill my dream, yeah. They knew I started from the bottom, now I made it, yeah. The possibilities are endless, yeah, I say, yeah. I got the rules and I got everything I need, yeah. And now I'm chilling with a pretty gentle lady, yeah. She got a kind and gentle personality, yeah. She got them curvy hips and a booty for booty.